Okay, so I've done this now. We've gotten one. Then you want to get the other. Then against this PLT dot plot. Then we have our DF duration. Then we have next DF calories. Then we have our marker and color. Either you specify it individually or you put it together, which is we want our color to be red and the marker should be star. Then we have our label, then which is what? Calories. Calories reading. Okay, when you do this, you find out that there is no display here. Why there is no display is simply because I know PLT.legend. So this will indicate the different calories and their pulse reading. So as a data scientist, now how can you interpret this? As a data scientist, how can you interpret this? The higher the calories, the higher the pulse reading, the higher the calories, or the higher the calories, the higher the pulse reading. You see those on this side, they have lower pulse reading. So the weight affects the reading of the pulse. Question. Any question? You can save your figures by right clicking on it and click on save. If you are using other Python editors, you can also save, because you'll be shown the save option just after the image is being displayed. You'll be shown the save option. So you can always save your images and display it anywhere you want to display it. Other plots in matplotlib, we have the hist also, but you do plt.hist. If I should change this code, I want this plt.scatter, and I want just to see the relationship between the calories and the pulse. And df calories and df pulse. When I have this, you see it, calories and pulse. So the higher the pulse, the higher the calories, and vice versa. Okay, I will advise you for you to straighten up your hands. I will advise you to look at the documentation of pandas plots, and also for matplotlib.pyplot. Look at the documentations, because one of the best tools every data scientist or a programmer make use of is the documentation of that package or programming language. So you can make use of it. You see examples there, then you can explore more. But all the plots you have in pandas, you also have them in your matplotlib. Pardon? Yes, sir. The first, this. Okay, this, which is this? This one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can do the comparison. Yes, you can. You're welcome, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can use your scatter plot, you can use the other plots, any plot, but what you're using is you ensure that the true and false, which is the categorical variable, is on the what's it called? Is on the horizontal, that's the y-axis. While the scale is on, that is the numeric value, is on the x-axis. Yes. Okay. Which one? You have a data there? Okay. Okay. Okay, since it's only true or false, when you plot that way, you will have the frequency. It will plot using the frequency. So when you plot it that way, you will see the frequency. Because one funny thing about plotting is not the way you plot that you see it. Like if you should observe on this aspect, this is frequency. The horizontal is frequency. That is the frequency. Yeah, y here is the readings. The x-axis is the reading. So when you plot that categorical variable and numeric variable, you have the frequency on the horizontal, and you have the true and false on the you have the frequency on the vertical, that is the y-axis. When it has come out, you have the frequency on the y-axis, and the true and false on the x-axis. But when you are defining your plot with the code, you ensure that the frequency is on the x-axis and the categorical is on the y, because this is x comma y. The x here is duration and the y here is pulse or calories. So when I'm doing that, I'll now have, okay, let me see if we can do something like that. Let's say data, let's say is, what can we have now? Let's say data to, I'm trying to picture up something. I have, let me say age. Okay, I have 12, 13, 44, 21, 9. Okay, then put this one. Then I have another, I call it adults, or okay, let me put married. Put married. Then I have this. Okay, is the first one is no. The second is no. The third is yes. Okay, and the 21, let me say yes. Maybe she's yes. Let me say yes. Then I have the last no. So you want to get a data frame df2. Let me say df2 because to pd dot data dash frame, which is data2. Okay, then I have df2. Okay, something like this, right? Okay, so now I want to plot this plt dot plot. Now we want to plot this age against the marital status. Let me see. Okay, df age and df married. Okay, let's see this. What it's giving us is a age. Do I have age? Age is what? It's not a key. I have key error age, but I have age here. Let me see. They have age. This is age. Oh, thank you, df2. Thank you. Now you see this. So when I was plotting, you see what I told you, then it now came this way. So you can plot categorical against numeric. Okay, what about if you do it this other way? Let's see if it is possible. I've not tried it this other way. Putting the categorical variable on the x-axis and have this. Okay, you still see it. It's still possible. So, but what I always do, I always like putting the categorical variable on the x-axis. Putting the categorical variable on the here. Okay, what meaning you can deduce from it here is the interpretation. Now you see from the data you have more married people than the ones that are not married. That is one. Then two, when you read at the data that occurred at people that are married, you see this age. When you trace it down, if you can trace it down, you see this is a little above 20. If you trace it down, it's a little above 20, and this it is giving you the age of that married person. So if you see your data here, you can also observe that these ones that are married 14, 44 and 21 is what this picked out. Pardon? Yes and no. Oh, you use histogram. You use an histogram, then DF. Pardon? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can use the histogram to do that. And if you want to differentiate that in your the same graph here, you have to split that age first, get the number of years and get the number of no. Then now plot both of them on the same graph. So it will give you that stuff. So let's see, we'll do the two now. If I do dot his, yeah. 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 Mm. Mm. So you see this. You see this histogram now. This is now giving us the no and the yes. You can specify. I think you can specify the hue. I don't know if histogram, if these have hue, or let me say color. Let me just look at the what's it called, the documentation. When I look at the documentation, sorry, this is changing. When I look at the documentation, df2.his, let me just do this. Okay. Okay, I don't have for the color, but for Seaborn, I can actually specify the colors so that the yes can have a color, the no can have another color. In case someone that you are interpreting to is color blind. Pardon? What I'm reading, okay, is this, just this. You always specify that with question mark. Yeah. So this is now, let me check that off. plt.his. Let me check for this. If this will have the column. These have color. These have color. Let me see. Okay, let's, so if we want to use plt.his and I specify the data df2 is married. Good. Then I specify color. Let me use color. The same. I want it to be okay. Let me see, color true. Having an error. The color ought to be true or false. Default is none. Okay. does it come in a list? Or let me see the data type of the column. Color or array like, okay, say list. Let me see, blue, red. It's giving me error. It's giving me color line error. Let me do this. I don't want it to specify. I don't want both of them to have the same color. But I've done that with Seaborn. And with Seaborn, you specify the hue, H-U-E. You specify the hue. Yeah, that is for Seaborn. Sorry, let me start. Okay, you wanted to say something? Okay. Okay. This is a line graph. Yes. No, we didn't specify the default. The default in Matplotlib. If you just use df, if you just do dot plot, the default it gives you is a line plot. Yeah. By default, it's a line plot. We can check that here. When you check the documentation, I think I've opened the documentation before. When you do plt.plot, good. So you see this, it always gives you, look at it, you can use, it's a line plot. Look at it here, line plot. Except what I want, I'll now begin to specify dot his, dot scatter, dot bar. But if I just do plt.plot, it gives me a line plot. Okay. We've done what we planned doing today. Just for a recap, let me see something on this data type df.info. Let me see. Let's stretch our hand a little on what we've learned before. So we have this. There are some null values here. You see this? There are some null values. So you can get the null values by saying df dot is null. Is null. Sorry, double L, please. It's null. Then it tells you those that are null and those that are not null out of the observation. But if you want the sum, you say sum, and this it presents to you dot sum, please. Don't mind me. Dot sum. So it gives you the columns and it tells you the number of those that are null. So you see that in the calories, we have those values that are empty. And remember, for us to get that, we can do what df, create a max, df calories, sorry, df calories dot is null. So when we do this, you see this, it brought them out, those 5 values that are null. No, you don't have to do it manually. If you want to replace the null with something, okay, let's say you want to replace it, you use your fill NA. So if I say df dot I can use df, or if I want to apply it across all the columns, I'll use df. But if it's just a specific column, I'll have to specify df dot df calories. Then I'll use dot fill na. So I'll specify what I'm filling, what I want to use to fill it. I have to specify it. So let me say I'm filling it with what now? Let me say, okay, let me use in machine learning we use a strategy. We use strategy called fill. Let me do this. Let me find if pandas have this strategy, because scikit-learn have the strategy df dot fill na. Let me just find out. Okay. Okay, this has only method, which is forward fill. This have method. It doesn't have strategy. Okay, so I can just fill it. What I can do is I can do a manipulation to always find the average, that is the mean. I always find the mean. After finding the mean, you fill it. So let's see how we can do that. To get the mean of this is df calories dot mean. So it will give us the mean. And we can always round it up. We can round it up. Let me say I just want it to be rounded up. Let me see how many significant figures this was presented. The grading was presented. Dot head. Let's see the first 10. Okay, to one decimal place. So I can do this 1. Then when I do this, it's rounded up this way. Okay, so see, I will now have to at each stage calculate the mean and replace it, or simply I can assign this to mean. Then this line I can come here and say fill na mean, fill it with mean. So you find out that it has filled it. So when I find the df dot fill, df dot is sum is null dot sum, I will be having 0 0 or true. Okay. Sorry, I did not specify in place. Yeah, that's because. So when I do that, now I see 0 0 or true. Yeah. Okay. Scikit-learn. Yes, you can use strategy, but the package you use, you have to import simple inputter. You have to use simple inputter in scikit-learn. So simple inputter in scikit-learn will help you just to specify the simple inputter. You have to specify the strategy. You have to specify the strategy. If you are using the mean, if you are using the media, or if you are using the mode. That's what simple inputter will help you specify. So when you just specify the mean, for example, it will fill those null values. Look at the strategy here. It will fill those null value with the mean of the above value. So after filling it with the mean, it calculates again and fill just like that as it goes down. Yeah. Okay. Is there any other question? Okay, thank you. Once again, we say thank you for joining, and next month we'll be coming up with another free online training program, which is building scalable application with Python. We'll be looking at different framework. We'll look at PyWeb, we'll look at Flask, and we'll also look at Django. So I encourage you to always follow us. You can follow us on our website, on our handle. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, and we are on Facebook. At Hamplus Hub is our handle. Thank you once again for joining. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, they are on YouTube. They're on YouTube. So once you go to okay, please. Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all for joining. Have a nice day. See you again next month. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.